Okay, it's recording. Let's begin. So, my name is Lloyd, and I am going to be here to discuss the tactical skills of customer service to you. I am a customer service training manager, and you guys are here to learn more about how to effectively communicate with your customers, right? Today we're going to ease those fears of situations with customers. By the time you leave today, you're going to feel confident, hopefully, if I do my job right. And when you go back to your jobs, you're going to be able to handle the situation with the customer, and they're going to leave feeling satisfied as well. That's our end goal, is making sure the customer feels comfortable with you, no matter what the issue is. We're going to go around and do some activities today. Then we're also going to go through a PowerPoint. I have a handout for you. Do a few role playing so we can get some real world application. And then at the end, we'll have a chance for feedback and suggestions for me and for you.
Okay.
My name is Casey, like I said. We're going to go around and we can introduce ourselves and kind of get to know each other. Little icebreaker. What's your name?
My name is Lisa Hildreth.
And you work in which department?
I work in a salon, and we do also have to do front desk and dealing with customers on the phone and in person.
Okay, nice. So this is going to come in really handy for you, I'm hoping. Get you a little more experience, handle situations that come along, and you'll be able to grab the reins and control it all. All right, so we're going to start with the PowerPoint. So I do have a handbook for you to look at. You can kind of follow along. I don't have the projector, but I do have the PowerPoint up here. That way you can see it as well, but whatever I have up here, you have in hand, and then we can kind of discuss as we go. All right, so this is just the title page. So we're gonna go in and talk about communication. You need to always be able to make yourself available. And that doesn't mean necessarily drop everything that you're doing, push the other customer aside. This means be present. If they come up to you and you're speaking with somebody, be available in the sense of, hey, I am here. I do understand that you have a need. Acknowledge them and say just one moment. And I do understand whatever you are talking about is important. Be there physically and mentally for them until you're able to address their situation personally. Try not to talk over the customers. Make sure you listen. Eye contact. You want to be able to not have to interrupt them. Even if they're saying something that you think is wrong or incorrect based on policies, don't interrupt them. Let them have their speaking time. You want to be able to listen 3 times more than you're talking. They're here. They're the customer. They're, for lack of better words, always right. And we're wanting to satisfy that. Use the policies and the handbooks that you have at your readiness. I'm sure every position has a handbook on how you should treat the customer, following protocol. If you have to pull one out, that's great. Use that handbook. Help them see. Visual aids are awesome. Never lie to the customers. That's probably one of the biggest issues. Never tell them false information. Never tell them you're going to give them a % off that you can't. Always get things approved by the manager if you need to. Never tell them that, yes, it'll be here next week when you can't guarantee it. Make sure there's a guarantee behind that. I'm guaranteeing you, they as a customer would rather have the truth than to come back and complain again. Always ask the customer at the end of the conversation what you can do next time to make it better. Are you leaving here satisfied? You want to make sure you get a return customer. The next page is make yourself available to the customer. It's just kind of, we're going to be breaking down those main points. Be there for them. Interject with nice words like, yes, ma'am, I do understand. Pay attention to their body language. Listen with all of your attention. The customer speaks and you react appropriately. Make sure that you do not interrupt them, like we were saying. Customer, friendly, support, that's what they're looking for from you. Keep in mind to keep your mind. Stay focused, don't daydream. How many of you have spoken to somebody, maybe it's not even a customer, and your mind starts wandering? And then you come back to reality and you forgot what they said, you weren't listening. We don't want to do that to the customer. Has that ever happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of feel what? Put on the spot? We don't want to do that. We want to keep involved. Also, like we touched on, don't say too much. Don't be the person that's taking over the conversation. Let them lead it. All right, so here's one of the activities. If a customer says, I would like my money back, what should you say? If we're talking about not being able to answer them, but we also don't want to tell them any lies.
Possibly talk to a manager.
Right, so talk to a manager.
Or someone that knows.
Right, somebody, yes.
So
yes.
you're not making false promises.
Right, good, very, very good. What if they say, can you get me a rush on this order?
If you can't, then tell them
that you can't. Good, I like that answer a lot. Don't be afraid that if you can't, and you know you can't, and you have a policy, just telling them you can't is probably the best policy. If they do come through and they say, is there a manager around? It gets to be nerve-wracking. What should you do?
I would get the manager.
Get the manager. I completely agree with you. In those kind of situations, they're probably already upset. Getting the manager to help you through the problem would be a good situation for that. Customers are going to give you feedback, negative or positive. Let's make sure that we get feedback from them. That's how it's going to help you build with your team. You're going to be able to react in a different way, a better way next time. All right, so here's an example. We're going to say always say, never say. And this is a big one. If a customer comes in, I want you to answer me, should we always say this or should we never say this?
Okay.
If they come in and they say, and you say, you are so very welcome as they're leaving. Is that always or never?
Always.
Always, okay. What about, I don't know, let me find someone.
I think that's an okay one too.
That's one of those, yes, gray areas. We don't want to do that right away though. We don't want to always pass the buck.
Okay.
They came and found you, so that's kind of an iffy one. But what about if the situation got hostile and you started swearing?
Never.
Never. Good. Yes, that's a never. What about, I can't help you with that today. I'm too busy.
Never.
Never. Good. We're never too busy for anything the customer needs. If you have to get a manager at the end of the conversation, that's fine. Never make them feel like they're not important. What about, what can I do to make this better for you?
Always.
Always. Good. So communication with eye contact. Should we be doing that or should we be ignoring them?
Absolutely eye contact.
Good. All right. So with this, we're also going to do some recap and interaction and feedback. What have you learned today that we can touch on?
That you can get a manager, that it's, if you don't have the answers, not to make them up, that you can get a manager for help.
Right. All right. So if we're going to do this in a real world situation and we do a recap, what should we do? All right. So role play situations. All right. This would be more ideal with the group, but you're the only one I got here today. So
okay.
This is good for us because we can focus on really getting this right.
Okay.
All right. So role play, real world application. You're the customer service manager. You're yourself. You can be yourself. And I'm coming in. I didn't like my hair, and I'm going to have an issue. Now, I want you to use what we've learned.
Okay.
Eye contact, the always, the nevers, letting me talk, not saying too much, being available, and we'll try it out and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to come in, and I don't know your name. I'm just going to come right at you.
Okay.
All right. Excuse me, miss.
Yes. How can I help you?
Yeah, I had my hair done last week, and I don't see her here. But the color's not right. The cut's kind of bugging me. I paid a lot of money for it. I really don't understand why it wasn't like that when I left. I got home and I see all these issues, and I don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, actually, we can bring you in, have a seat, and I'll take a look at it. Did you happen to bring in a picture of what you wanted?
I did last time, and I feel like she should have paid attention. I'm a really busy person. I can't keep coming in here and having it fixed, but Does like your manager fix things better, or would you be able to fix things better, or can you guarantee that my hair can look like the picture I brought in?
If I don't see the picture, I can't guarantee anything. I can schedule a time with our manager and she can take care of all of that for you.
Okay.
And that way, then if you have any other complaints or anything else, she can help you to pick a style that won't take a lot of upkeep.
Okay. All right. So will I get my money back? I mean, because I'm wearing this and I'm really upset. I'd like at least my money back.
Correct. Well, you are wearing it, but what we can guarantee is that when you come in, she can fix it so you won't need your money back, but you can also wear hair that you enjoy.
Okay. So monetary value isn't there, cash back, but you guys will make sure that when I leave, I'm happy with it that time.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome.
And
okay.
the next step would be then, yes, your money back, but we first want to get your hair correct.
Okay. All right. So then I want to be satisfied next time, and you guys can do that for me?
Yes.
And you guys won't push me out and make me wait a long time? I mean, is this going to take a while?
I can't guarantee how quick it will be because color fixes do tend to take time, but it's better to have that time taken in one period and get it right than to have to keep coming back. Do you agree?
Right. But appointment-wise, you can get me in soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I just don't want to wait. I really don't like it, and I don't want to wait.
Yeah, actually, she comes in about a half hour, and I can get you in with.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a lot better than what I thought it would be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
no problem.
All right. Okay, you did great.
Okay.
You applied eye contact. You wouldn't give me a guarantee that you couldn't back up. You saw that I was getting a little upset. I was a busy person. You weren't pushing me out of the store, telling me to call back, come back. That was all great. You knew that you couldn't give cash back at this point because she did want her hair fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you really did a good job of backing up your customer policies, backing up your store policies, involving your manager in the background, but not now. You didn't have to call the manager up, and I'm glad that you didn't resort to that. So that's really good. All right, so the next thing that we would do is just recap, and then you can give me some feedback on what you've learned.
Okay.
This is just a crash course, but I feel like it could help you a lot. And you already really do have a really good customer skills base, so that's great.
Okay, good. Thanks.
So what is something that you learned a lot today?
I definitely learned that when a customer is complaining, that you don't immediately have to jump to the manager or to even exaggerate false promises, because I feel like sometimes that's what people do,
Right.
and the customers get more upset when come to find out the person that is taking care of them actually can't, doesn't have the power to do that. So.
Good. So that's a good thing, a false promise. I think that's where so many customer service people go wrong, is they want to make the customer so happy that they're telling them things that they can't back up, and then you end up with the angry customer anyway. So great. I'm so glad that you were able to catch that, and you're aware of that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you think that we could do to make this situation or this class better? What are some things that maybe you want to see next time if you were to come back again?
I don't know, I actually thought it was really good that we had a handout and that we got to role play, because I think a lot of people learn that way, where it's right in front of them and then they get to hands-on play. So
Right.
I don't know, I actually thought that was a really good example.
Right. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to give you all my email, my telephone number, my business card. I'm never not available. If I can't get to you right at that moment, I will always call you back, shoot you a text message, an email, answer any questions that you have. The handouts, the PowerPoints are good to go with you guys today.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, and so you have some references to go with. And I feel like you all have graduated from this little crash course of customer service. And if you do have any more suggestions, shoot them my way. I'm so open to hearing, because you guys are the ones that really count. You guys are the ones that are on the floor. You're making the customers happy, and it plays on to us that we're training you in the right way.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.